So what I do is I sell advertising space to local businesses in my area on shared postcards like this. So here's one that I did. And so I, filled front and back. Here's another one that I did. And so I fill up the ad space with local businesses. I only allow one business per category on the card. So I'm not going to put two landscapers against each other. So they get full exposure for whatever services that they want to offer. And then I will send it out to the local area. So this card right here went out to 10,000 homeowners in the city right next to me. So I got businesses that service that area or were in that area. And then the way that I send it out is by using the USPS every door direct mail tool. So I don't need a mailing list or names to send these cards out.
And I'm just thinking, I'm trying to compare it to like something different, like a newsletter. And a newsletter is like a two-sided marketplace. You need the supply of the email addresses, which you got to go out and find, paid ads, organic, one by one by one. And then you need the demand from the advertisers, which is usually in the newsletter business, the harder part.
Yeah.
But you're over here saying like, I've got a marketplace, but I only need to fill half of it because I can legally, thanks to the US Post Service, EDDM, every door direct mail, I can mail anyone in the world that I want to mail for 40 cents or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I just need to find the advertisers for the postcard. Is that accurate?
Yeah. So I pick the area. I'll go on to the USPS every door direct mail tool, and I'll type in the zip code that I want to target. And usually I'll sort by higher income just because they're mostly single family homes, because you don't want to get a bunch of home service businesses like a landscaper, a roofer, and then send your card out to condos and apartments. You're just going to be wasting those people's money. And so pick the area, and then I match the advertisers to that area. And so I'll sort by income, and then I have a break-even point, right? So it's like I got to fill the front half of my card to cover printing and postage. It's 25 cents per home to send out a card.
That's to like buy the data or for the stamp to that home?
So this right here is the indicia. Every card looks exactly the same.
Yep.
And so the cards will come printed with the indicia. And so it's 25 cents per mail piece. And so if you buy 10,000 mail pieces, it's $2,500 in postage. And then printing 10,000 of these cards right here, which this is like a 14 point. So it's a thicker like cardstock type paper. Is a little bit nicer quality, stands out in the mail. And that's going to run you about $2,300 for 10,000 of those cards shipped, printed to your house. So your cost is like about $4,800. And to fill the front of the cards, because I'll sell, this is a 3x4 inch space here, and then a double space. So I sold $600, $600, $600, $600, and then $999. And then I have some half ones on here that I sold for $350. And so basically you need to fill the front of your card
to break even.
Yeah, to break even, and everything after that is profit. So I'll just post on Facebook and Facebook groups, your local business networking groups or contracting groups. And I'll just say like, hey, I'm putting together a shared postcard. It's going out to thousands of homes in, whatever area I'm sending it to. I only feature one business per category. So it's first come, first serve. And then the business owners will comment below, and then we'll take it to the DMs, and then they'll purchase or they'll ask questions. And so we'll go from there. So that's one of my favorite prospecting methods, is just posting in groups.
Okay. Let me summarize, because I'm about to get manic here in a minute. I'm about to get manic. So you don't need to lick a bunch of envelopes and ship them out and have these days where you don't do any of that. You find a printing company, and there's tons of them. Yeah. And then you find the US Postal Service, and you say, after you get your advertisers, your sponsors, you throw them all together, right? You design them, you put them in Canva or whatever, you drag them around to make them all fit. You send them to the printing company. You say, I need 10,000 of these. And then here's the address. And you probably give them like the US Postal Service address, I imagine.
Yeah.
Are you getting like a sample from them first just to make sure it doesn't look bad?
I have a printer that I've been printing through. He does a great job. So I already know that printing, he does a great job printing. But but there's plenty of other places, but I do recommend people go and try to get a sample from them first, because, right, you don't want to have 10,000 cards show up to your house, or 5,000 cards, and they look like garbage.
Yeah.
And so, 14-point UV gloss card with color on both sides is typically, a good quality card with plenty of color on there. And so I would just make sure that the kind of paper quality that you want, but that is just a good, like standard quality right there. So these printing companies, you can either get them printed and sent to your house. So I had this run of 10,000 cards sent to my house, this run of 10,000 cards sent to my house, and they will come pre-bundled. Well, you need to get them pre-bundled into hundreds for the USPS to actually accept them.
So you can get a sample, or you can just you can have them shipped directly to you. Because from what I understand, the USPS has like they have like different distribution hubs. You've got like a post office, but then you have like a distribution hub.
Yeah.
DFW might have one or two, Salt Lake might have one, etc. So you can take it yourself, but you have to label it correctly. I used to have a direct mail business, so like, and it was a pain. It was like a pain to get it all set up, but once you get it set up, it's gravy. Anyway, so once you're set up and you're confident with the quality you're getting from a vendor, theoretically, you could just say, they could send you the PDF. You're like, yep, looks good. Ship it to the post office. They ship it to the post office. It goes out, and then you're done. And the unit economics are, you spend about $5,000 and some time in aggregating these sponsors, mostly from Facebook groups. And then if you fill it out front and back, then you make about $9,000 to $10,000 revenue. So for every $10,000 mailing, you're hoping to profit between $4,000 and $5,000. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
And you don't really have any costs. You don't really need employees, at least until you're at scale, because you're not doing the printing, you're not doing the shipping, you're just connecting pieces, sending emails, sending Stripe links, pay your invoice, $400 for this landscaping service, $350 for the orthodontist, onward and so forth, right?
Yep, that's correct.
How recurring is your business? How often do people want to do another and another and another mailing?
So yeah, that's a great question. So typically there are two different card types, I guess, in this industry that you can put together. So this is something called a 9x12 card. It's 9 by 12 inches. It typically goes out to 5 or 10,000 local homeowners. The ads are going to be, a little bit more premium, a little more customized. Whereas something like this is a 6 by 11 inch card. We call this a community card, and it will go out to 2,500 homeowners. And it's a better card for, a local bakery, a restaurant, these lower ticket businesses that just want to offer a coupon to their local community because they're like a brick and mortar store. So I ran this one for 3 months. So I had them sign up for a 3-month run. Whereas these ones, they just ran one time, but I do have some repeats that carry over into the next cards. So I will always reach out to the previous advertisers. I'll say like, hey, I'm putting together another card. It's going out to, 5,000 homes and, a city that's right next to the one I just sent my card out. Would you like to take the landscaping spot before I reach out to other landscapers? And it really depends on how you set it up. You can set it up to run monthly, or you can set it up to run once and just get these businesses the exposure to direct mail marketing and to a local community.
Hey, believe it or not, this is actually just a small segment of the full episode. If you want to watch the full episode of this, check out the link in the description.